Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Sham Yahushai, Waharuka Kudash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yaakya, Slakia, across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and the truth. Shalom. So as you can see on this picture, this from a place that I am busy right now currently. And this dude, I'm kinda, he looks like an Edomite, but yeah, when I look at him, with the curly hair and stuff, he might, and even if I look at his son, it could be that he goes back to to Jacob, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, it doesn't matter, because you might have heathens or people that look like heathens and go back to Jake. But yeah, because you go back to Jake doesn't mean that you're gonna make it. You gotta be right first. But anyway, this man has his house. I said it. Uh, decorate like it's a church. He even got a church bench in it. A church bench and crosses all over the house. Everywhere, and prayers and statues and all kinds of icons and paintings, and so a lot of stuff in that house, even like the thing where they they put the thing in that smokes, in Dutch they call it wierook, I don't know the English word. Incense, yeah. So but yeah, as you can see, and this is some older statues, look, we know. See at the top you see Maria with Jeebers, but there you can see that they put him on that they had him there with the curly hair. Those are the older statues that they have. And even you can see below there one with angels there, and it's all black with gold. You know, he even had a cross hanging over there. But then you see the painting there, on the left side below. And there you see Jesus with long hair and Edomites, he appears to them at the table. But that's not how it's going to be, These Edomites really have hope, but it's going to be horrible, Sometimes, I'm thinking about, even like a couple of weeks ago when the dude died, where I used to work, and I was thinking like, yeah, I wonder sometimes, what how the face would be if they enter, because everybody goes up to the Father to receive the judgment, All spirits goes there, Everybody goes there, whether you're a heathen or not, So I was wondering, like, what would the reaction be of him, of an Edomite, living all this, living in all this pride, think that you're the shit, that you are also the epiphany of beauty and the blessed one, and then you go up into the heaven, and then you're gonna realize that you are the lowest of the lowest, of all the heathens. You're gonna be at the bottom for eventually to be exterminated. But sometimes I wonder, like, like, how would that face be, because in this world they have this white privilege going on. I remember, like, yesterday, Thursday, before the Shabbat, I went to the store, I want to go quick. So, I work a little bit longer. So I wanted to go to the store, do my groceries before the Shabbat, and then, get home on time, so that I gonna be able to, I said that, put the groceries at the places where I want them in my house. And I cooked the day before, so just warm up my food and eat before sundown. So I was standing in line and already felt somebody, in my these Edomites, these devils, they like to stand in your, yeah, you can call it your aura, in your private space. They like to stand in your private space, and I felt somebody like he's breathing heavily in my neck. I already saw it in the corner of my eye. And then I turned and I saw this some, yeah, a little bit older. It was not an elderly, really old man, but an elderly Edomite, and he had two things in his hand. I was, when I do my groceries, I get a lot of water. I had like 12, now 15 bottles of water, and necessities. All cost things that I need. So I had a lot of thing on the, yeah, in my shopping cart. And he was standing behind me, and he had two things in his hand, and he's like, "I only have these two things." And I look at him, and actually, in my, my true spirit, I wanted to curse this devil out, and talk him some talk, but I didn't have time. If I had time, I would, sometimes I find it funny to just on an polite way put an Edomite in his place. Then I would tell him like, "Listen up, Mister. So now you want to tell me that you want to basically force me to let you go in front of me. Why? Because you are white. You're still on that white privilege. That's not gonna fly with me. I would say something like that. Yeah, in English it's hard for me to explain it, but in the Dutch, it's beautiful sometimes. I remember one time I went to this happened years ago. This little shopping center where I live. And I was about to go to a supermarket, and these dudes, there were two devils, two Edomites standing outside and talking about flying doctors or whatever, something that they organized themselves for a country. I think it was Yemen or Sri Lanka or something like that. I don't know, some heathen country. And so they were talking about that they wanted to help the people, this and that. But I was asking them trick questions like, okay, so the people got sick. Okay, how did it happen? Oh, they had a civil war there. Okay, how did it happen? How did the war start? Who's behind all this? And then eventually it came to the story that, they didn't like it. So they basically didn't want to talk to me anymore, but I continue with, make them suffer a little bit more. I start, eventually reached that point where I was, they already knew the answer, like that they, their kind, their people is the reason for the whole world. It's the reason that the whole world is suffering. That's because of the so-called white people. They're in rulership, so yeah, of course, the whole earth is suffering. They don't like it, but that's funny sometimes. Just on a polite way, you can put somebody on his place. But this devil was standing behind me, and I already, I felt him in my presence. And I look in the corner of my as moment, and as soon as I turn, yeah, I only have these two things. And I look at him, I told him like, yeah, I'm in a hurry too. So meanwhile, actually want to tell me like, fuck you and your two things. Go ask your mother or whatever. Be cool, but yeah, that's also the thing, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You have to stay in the spirit. On a polite way, you can give the Edomite that fucked up feeling, because I already knew this dude. I scanned the spirit, and I know that it's a real devil. That it's the same person. Now he wants me to let him go before me. He's the same person that when a Jake is behind him with lesser stuff than him, he wouldn't even turn his face. So yeah, and he was not amused. It was funny because when I was I put the groceries in my car, and then I put the shopping cart back to the other where the other shopping carts were at. And I saw him, he was getting on his bike, put his grocery in the little baggie from his bike. And he was not looking at me, but his face was like thunder. But it was real funny. But yeah, kind of drifting. But yeah, back to the, yeah, as you can see on the pictures. So the upstairs, you see the Jeebus with Maria, and there you see he has the curly hair. So at a certain point, they started. to hide it more and more, make it look like an Edomite. So they're the angels, they're black with golden ornaments on it, and they have the curly hair also. But then you see the Jeebus over there, only with the white hair, And oh yeah, that's it. I was thinking like, oh wow, why was I telling that story? Yeah, because the devil, everybody goes to heaven and to receive the judgment. So even it doesn't matter if you're Israelite or a devil, So let me see if can find that scripture real quick. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Uh, 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 uh. Mm, yes. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. So everybody goes up, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. Gonna receive your judgment. We see book of Psalms. Hundred and four. Let me check this out. Book of Psalms. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah. So yeah. So so everybody gonna see. So they're gonna see Yahushua. They're gonna see the angels, and they're gonna see that they're all dark skinned, so-called dark people, people of color, and they're gonna realize that they are the lowest, man. Yeah. So let me see. This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the so-called Edomites are, of like the so-called white people, the Edomites, they are ruling this planet. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Yeah. So this is what he's been doing. Clashing. You got a lot of statues. They broke the nose of why Jake has a wider nose. They have a pointing nose. So they want to hide the evidence, which is there. But we are in this time when the wickedness of the Edomites and who the real children of Israel are being revealed. There are so many things going on and showing the people who the so-called white people for what they are, and yeah, they're being their wickedness is being uncovered more and more. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? Yeah, all to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. These are signs of the end. This is showing us that we're heading towards the end. All this wickedness of by all this wickedness of Esau being revealed. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Yeah. But now, Russia, he got a lot of icons, the Black Madonna and all kinds of stuff, showing you who we are. So, yeah. basically that's it. I just wanted to do a short video. I saw these things at that house, and I was like, yeah, this some not some regular things that he has in his house. So I took a couple of pictures, and I'm like, yeah, might do a video on that. So yeah, so I did. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Waharuka Kudash, a double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutation to all Akim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.